Okay, but look at this. I was up until 2 in the morning and it just kept flowing.
Let me see.
I got into this zone where every turn just worked. The AI was reading my mind. What? It's good, right? You're doing the look.
It might be good. But you can't actually tell right now.
What do you mean I can't tell? I made it.
The AI collaboration method.
Episode 3 The Generation Trance, Inside the Flow.
Let's be clear about something. That feeling Stephen described? It's real.
Flow state. Deep engagement. Time disappearing. It's one of the best experiences a person can have.
Psychologically well documented. Challenge meets capability. Friction dissolves.
And with AI, it's easier to reach than ever. The system responds. You respond. Momentum builds.
It's genuinely productive. Ideas emerge that wouldn't emerge otherwise.
See? It's good. You just said it's productive.
For generating. It's excellent for generating.
The problem is what happens when you try to evaluate from inside that state.
You're judging the output using the same frame that produced it.
And from inside the frame, everything looks right. That's the trap.
So the state that makes it easy to create
is the state that makes it hard to see clearly. Yes.
We call it the generation trance. And it's where good people go wrong.
Let me explain what's actually happening in your brain.
Flow state has a neurological signature. Reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex.
That's the part responsible for self-monitoring, critical evaluation, doubt.
Which is exactly what you want when you're generating. Doubt kills momentum.
So your brain turns down the critic. Feature, not bug. For generating.
But when you try to evaluate in that state, the instrument you need is offline.
You're trying to judge quality with the judgment function suppressed.
So when I thought I was evaluating last night,
you were generating the evaluation. Not actually evaluating.
Here's what the trap looks like.
You generate output. You're in flow. Feels great.
Now you ask yourself, is this good? Should I keep going?
Either path fails. Try to evaluate? You're still inside the frame. Skip evaluating? You miss the problems.
Both paths lead to the same place. Accepting output you can't actually see clearly.
So there's no way to evaluate while you're creating?
Not reliably. The same state that enables creation disables accurate judgment.
It's not a character flaw. It's architecture. How the system is designed.
Which means the solution isn't trying harder. Trying harder keeps you in the trance.
The solution is leaving. Breaking the context.
But first I want to understand why it fooled me. It felt so obviously right.
Good question. Because it's not just the trance. It's what the trance is hiding.
Remember what the AI actually is. That's where this gets interesting. Remember, it's a continuation machine. Not query and response.
It reads everything you've given it and continues in the direction that seems implied.
Which means if your direction was slightly off, it confidently continues the slightly off direction.
So it sounds right because it's agreeing with me.
It's not agreeing. It's amplifying. Whatever you started, it makes more of.
Good direction? Amplified. Off direction? Also amplified. It doesn't know the difference.
And there's another layer. Remember, it's tuned for the majority.
Safe. Plausible. Middle of the road. That's what it's optimized to produce.
So when you're in trance, accepting the comfortable middle feels like success.
But it's just average?
Polished average. Which is the hardest to catch.
Because it looks professional. Sounds confident. Has all the markers of quality.
Except the thing that actually matters. whether it's yours.
That's the subtle miss. Output that's well crafted but doesn't sound like you.
And that feeling, close but not mine. The trance drowns it out.
You override it. It's probably fine. I'm being too picky.
I literally said that last night. Those exact words.
Everyone says them. Same words? Same moment. Same override.
And that's where the skill you built, recognition judgment, gets bypassed.
You felt something was off. And you talked yourself out of trusting it.
The trance didn't make you wrong. It made you ignore being right.
Okay. So how do I get out of it?
You can't think your way out. You have to move your way out.
It's called displacement. Breaking the context that created the trance.
The neurological state is tied to environment. Change the environment, change the state.
Here's the method.
First, you generate. Stay in flow. Let it run. Don't interrupt yourself.
Then you break. Physically leave the context. Different room. Different posture. Different medium.
Then you return. Fresh eyes. The trance has lifted. Now you can actually see.
And only then do you evaluate. With the judgment function back online.
Different room. That's literally the solution?
Different room. Different chair. Print it out and read on paper. Walk around the block first.
The medium shift is particularly effective. Screen to paper. Reading on paper activates different processing.
We call it subway reading. Hour-long commute, nothing else to do. You read your own documents with a different kind of immersion.
Small nuances surface. Things that don't quite gel. You make mental notes, fix this, use that differently.
You're not the creator anymore. You're just a reader. Does this hold your attention? Does it land?
So the goal is to forget you made it.
Temporarily. Just enough to see it clearly.
Time helps. Overnight is ideal. Sleep processes and resets the frame.
But even 20 minutes helps. Walk to get coffee. Come back. Different state.
The point is breaking the continuity. Anything that interrupts the trance.
So what you're saying is, I should have gone to sleep last night.
You should have stopped generating. Displaced. Then evaluated this morning.
And then you'd actually know if it's good. Instead of hoping it is.
So let's name the paradox clearly.
The state that makes you good at generating is the state that makes you bad at evaluating.
Not sometimes. Structurally. By design? The same mechanism that enables one disables the other.
Which means you can't do both at once. No matter how good you get.
So the trance isn't a mistake. It's just in the wrong place.
Exactly. The trance is valuable. You want it. You just can't stay in it for everything.
2 modes. Generation mode. Evaluation mode. Both necessary. Neither sufficient.
The skill isn't avoiding the trance. It's knowing when to enter and when to leave.
Enter for generation. Leave for evaluation. Simple rhythm. Hard to remember in the moment.
Because when you're in it, you don't want to leave.
That's the pull. Flow feels so good you forget it has a blind spot.
So you build the exit into the process. Before you start. Not when you're deep in it.
I will generate for 1 hour. Then I will stop. Displace. Return tomorrow.
Decide when you're clear. Not when you're deep. The trance will talk you out of leaving.
So now I know about the trance. I know about displacement. What's left?
Putting it together. The whole loop. How generation and evaluation actually work as a cycle.
Because so far we've talked about what to avoid. Now we talk about what to do.
The actual method. How you work with a continuation machine productively.
How fragments become starting points. How steering becomes a rhythm.
That sounds like the part I actually wanted to learn.
You needed the traps first. Now you'll know why the loop works.
Next episode, the formalization loop. Finding the loop.